The location has moved from the State Department to the White House, certainly significant. Reports suggest President Donald Trump will be there to meet the ambassadors. It certainly speaks to this is a serious issue. The U.S. wants this to be sorted as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I can only hope that in this case, the U.S. gets what it wants. I'm not a skeptic about these talks. I think it's very important that Israel and Lebanon are meeting at a high level. I think Israel is in a state of some cognitive dissonance about Lebanon because on the one hand, you constantly hear that the Lebanese armed forces and the Lebanese government are pathetic and they don't have the ability to get rid of Hezbollah. And then you also hear, on the other hand, how they need to be compelled and convinced. So, both of these can't be true. I think there is an element of persuasion because they fear civil war. Lebanon went through a ruinous 15-year civil war, and they would rather not go through that experience again. So it's very useful that they have got it together enough to be able to declare that they would like to be rid of Hezbollah and disarm Hezbollah. I think that's fantastic. I don't think that words have no meaning. It's important. Now, the world as one has to stand up and speak with one voice and say, Lebanon, we want to help you do this. What do you need? We understand you may not be able to. What do you need? You don't want Israel to do it? Israel these days, I'm afraid, has a rather heavy hand and civilians get killed. How would you like to do it? Because we all agree Hezbollah should go. There's no way an Iranian-backed militia needs to control part of a country. And there's no way Israel could possibly be expected to tolerate Hezbollah raid on its borders 100 feet or meters or yards away from Israeli communities. That can't continue. That should never have been allowed to be. And we just need to summon up the rare consensus in the world, including Lebanon, and I believe also including the Arab League, that Hezbollah has to go. Now, I have to think the combined brilliance of all of humanity should be able to fix this problem, even though the Lebanese government itself might not be able to. But we're seeing progress, and this is a very good thing that Trump is doing, and I commend him.
There is no way that our people, grandmothers, children, men and women in the north of our country that have been going 15 seconds at every siren into the safe rooms for decades, and nobody in the world is talking about it, will be doing so any longer.
One thing that
unsustainable.
We totally agree. It's not sustainable. Now the question is how to build a plan that will fix this problem. It is not irrelevant that Lebanon suffered tremendously from the Syrian civil war. They had to absorb several million Syrian refugees at some point. They are very nearly bankrupt. Their currency has collapsed. Nothing was working and trash wasn't being collected for like a time. For 2 or 3 years, they didn't have a presidency because of political dysfunction caused by this mess. They need economic assistance in addition to strategic assistance in getting rid of Hezbollah. If the world, and in particular the Arab League and the Gulf nations and Saudi Arabia, that for a time saw itself as controlling Lebanon practically, and even, I believe, sequestered its prime minister, wanted to help compel real Lebanese action. In addition to offering help on the military side, it should be made clear to Lebanon that they will receive an economic rescue.